Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. So, today I'm chatting more about the financing around the car. Thank you so much to my new followers. I'm assuming you guys are interested in this, so this is what I'm going to be talking about. And then I think for two more videos, and then yeah, I'm going to be done with the car. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you what VW Polos cost at the moment, right? Before I tell you how much I'm going to be paying, just so you guys have an idea. So I've got a Polo Vivo 2023, but then now they've got the new variants, right? Which is the normal Polo Vivo, and then you've got the Life, and then you've got the Life Tetronic. So the equivalent of my car, because it's a comfort line, would have been the Polo Vivo hatch, which is 294 now. And you don't walk out of a dealership with just 294. So add the 6K for like delivery. Already you're at what? 300, 301. My car doesn't have smash and grab, so I won't add it to this price. But I'm just trying to show you that the deal would have been 300,000 had I gone to the shop. So that's why I said I took a risk. The other risk is that I wasn't in Gauteng at the time, which is a massive risk. Highly would not recommend. And yeah, like I said, risk reward. I don't consider myself risk seeking in a lot of aspects of my life, but in other aspects I'm just like, just do it, because I can't sit on a spreadsheet forever and overthink. So I think for something like this, I was like, okay, you can think. I mean, I've been looking at cars for a year. I've been looking at auctions, especially MFC, for a year. I went to auctions last year. Birchmore's on Saturdays I used to go. This year I couldn't go because I just didn't have capacity on Saturdays. But I genuinely think that for me it was a risk it all and then see what's what. And I'm lucky that it paid off. Okay, so that's where the equivalent is. It's the life equivalent, and it would have been about 300K at the shop. I wasn't willing to pay that. That's 300,000 brand new, versus 180,000 that I paid for a 2-year-old car with about 30,000. It had about 31,000 mileage. So for me, it was worth it, right? Then that is the new VW range. Now I'm going to show you my car. I'm going to show you my car. All right, so this is the car. Like I said, it doesn't have smash and grab. It's the only thing that's missing. It's neat inside and outside. And in a cruise control, that's what you're seeing there. Infotainment system, which I really appreciate. I got that I Love Durban handbag in Durban. I need to go back to one. So that is broken. Let me just go back. This is broken. It's the only thing in the car that was needing to be repaired, and on the DECRA report that's what it said. The only reason I'm not sharing the DECRA report is because it's got the engine number, this and that, but I did download it from MFC and I read it in depth before obviously bidding on the car. But yeah, this back panel is the only thing that's broken, and that's something that I'm gonna replace, but I'm not in a rush. But yeah, the car is very neat, very clean. It drives very well. That's what I wanted to do. I just wanted to show you the car. Now, what I'm going to do is I want to show you, or I want to chat a bit about insurance, right? I'm insured with Naked. Previously, I was insured with FNB, but Naked, like, the boys have sold it. Mr. How Much Umuzi has sold it quite a bit. I think I actually clicked on Muzi's I clicked on Muzi's link to get my quotes and everything, but this is what I'm paying, because this video is about the overall calculation, right? Which is what I'm going to show you now. So for insurance, I'm paying, if I have 86, I've got the excess of 15,000, right? For my 2023 VW Polo. I don't want you guys to compare yourselves to me. I've been insured for the past 3 years, right? Except for the past 2 months where I didn't have Imoto. So I've got a good insurance history. I haven't claimed. I haven't been in an accident, fortunately. So I have a license that is, if not, it expires next year, so it's probably 4 years old. Yeah, 3 or 4 years old. So I've got insurance history. I've got driving history. Which puts me in a level whereby I can get like a really good premium. And this was important to me because, as you can see from the video, it's my flatmate is essentially paying for my, VW Polo, which speaks to overall in my budget. I didn't want this car to be expensive. I didn't want to hate it when I have a look at it, when the debit order is salarying. I want to be happy on the 25th, happy on the 24th, and happy on the 26th. I don't want things to change. Get 25, my mood suddenly changes. My friend says, let's go outside. And I'm like, I'm not sure. I don't want that to be me, right? So I'm just going to show you the running costs of this car and what that is amounting to. So for insurance, I'm paying 586, like I said. So the excess of 15,000 means that if I ever claim, I have to pay the first 15,000 of that claim, right? So if something happens to my car and it is worth 7,000, that means Naked isn't going to pay. I have to pay, right? Because 7 is less than 15,000. But if something happens to the car and they evaluate the damage at 45,000, right? It means the damage is here at 45. It means Utando is going to pay 15,000 and then Naked is going to pay 30,000. That's what the excess means. And my friends have judged me. I know it's high, but what happens with Naked, and you must play around with you must play around with it when you're doing your, your checks, right? For each model of a car, you want to play around and check so that you're looking at, so that you can see if a budget is a priority to you. Yeah, well, you want to play around and check. My thing is I've added car insurance, car hire in that, so that I have a replacement car when I'm, when my car is in the shop. And an excess of 15,000 is something that I'm willing to put on a credit card, yeah, because I don't have 15,000 lying around all the time. So I'm willing to just put that on my credit card and then for the claim to continue. Do you understand what I mean? So that's a personal choice that I've made. I mean, finance is personal. That's why it's called personal finance. So if you think 15,000 is too high and you want to go for a lower excess, then your premium monthly is going to increase. You understand? So it's a balance. It's a delicate balance, and it's really up to you. So that's my insurance. Now I'm going to show you the podium, right? I've got everything right here. I'm going to show you the podium. This is what the deal costs overall. Remember, we discussed this last time, right? So the deal, again, I got financed by Auction Finance, which is under MFC. I'm going to make a whole separate video on that because I've got a very high rate, which is very painful. So the finance portion of everything is like a video in and of its own. West Bank declined me. I'll tell you guys why. I've got 13.1% as my rate. I chose 60 months. I'll show you now why I chose 60 months. I told you guys that the deal was 189, and then I paid a deposit of 15,000. That's what you're seeing there. So it came to about 176. This installment is too high. I'll show you what the actual installment is. It's about 4.2. Oh, sorry, it's about 4024 because you've got that monthly 69 rand, right? That's been added. The card didn't debit this month. The first debit is going to be on the 25th of June. So this month I can breathe. And I took 60 months. I'll show you why I took 60 months. I've got it set up here, right? So I took 189, roughly 500, and then I put in a deposit of 15,000. I didn't have a trade-in value. I sold my car in Feb. I didn't take a balloon payment. So I took 60 months. I've got 13.1. So the installment is about 3979 plus the 69 rand puts us at about 4.1, right? That's what's showing on my banking app. Because I have a net banking app, but it will debit from my RMB account. I've already accepted the debit check mandate. It's a condition of the contract and everything, right? So my thing was minimizing this, my total interest, right? Now, had I taken 72 months, that is 64. Had I taken 72 months, that jumps from 64 to 78. That's 14,000, right? My goal is to always minimize the amount of interest that I pay and to maximize the amount of interest that I gain. So this is what I was looking at. I didn't mind paying a higher installment. This is what I was, concerned about. Let's go to 54 months. I would have paid 57 instead of 64. I would have saved 7,000. Do you understand what I mean? But the installment would have been a bit higher, 4.3 plus the 69, about 4.4. So it's a delicate balance. It's a delicate balance. MFC didn't offer 54. I think they offered 48. So 48, the installment is like 4.7 now, right? But the interest is much lower. It's like 50.5. There's nothing stopping me, obviously, from paying extra into my account, which I plan to do, maybe 500 here, 500 there. The reason being is I cannot find an readily be accessible account where I can earn 13.1%. I've got some money in a hedge fund, but it's not readily accessible. But I cannot get a readily accessible savings account that pays me 13.1%, which means I cannot earn this or more. So I need to pay this down sooner rather than later. Do you understand? Now, I'm not going to praise myself for anything, but if I do have an extra 500, 300 here, I am going to throw it because this is quite expensive in terms of debt for me, relative to what I can earn in the market. Right, so that was the deal. So that was the podium. I've shown you insurance. Now I want to show you my car at the Carwash, because that is also part of my monthly budget, which is what I'm going to be showing you. So I'm just going to open the video here. Yeah, that was our first little watch. It's a nice short video. Right, so now I'm going to show you what it all adds up to, right? So this is my budget, just the transport portion, right? So I don't know if I mentioned it, but I sold my car. I don't want to make a video on that one, but I sold my car at the beginning of the year, like in February. It was going to be 3 years now in March. I'd taken it to first for service in Jan. It was fresh. I sold it at like 29,950 kilometers or something. I needed something more comfortable. I needed something more, because I was driving it back in MP200. It was super cheap to run. I'd paid a lot of money into it. But I just wanted something more car-y because I bought that car as like it was supposed to be temporary until I can be willing and able to buy the car that I wanted. So I sold it in Feb, and then I would spend about 600 my city, 600, 700, 800. And then I spent about 200 on the train because I work in the southern suburbs. So I would get off in town and then I would take the train to get off at work. So now this was my transport costs before, right? It was about 800. Now I'm going to show you what my transport costs are going to look like with the car. I'm just quickly going to add a car wash, right? It's already dirty. I took it for a car wash last weekend. It's already dirty. I can already see that that's going to cost me. I don't know if I'm a person that is going to be washing their own car. I doubt. I doubt. Like, I love my car, but like I'm just a girl at the end of the day. So I took it for a decro report today, so that I could get the license disc for registration. That is also going to be another video because I'm not done with that process just yet. That only costs me 762. But that's not recurring, so we're just gonna leave it there because that's what I've paid. So the way my budget works is I'll put in my projected costs, so this is what I'm supposed to pay for something, and then once I've paid for it I come here and then the difference stays here. So for instance, my groceries will be like, I think about 2.5 for groceries, so I'll come here after I've shopped and I'll say 600, and then I've got 1.9, and then when I go shopping again, I'll come back because I have my emails, right? I have in contact on my emails, and I'll say, okay, so I bought something for 350, and then it tallies, right? So that's essentially how it works. Let me just remove this because it's not relevant, but that's essentially how it works. So far I've paid about 940 for fuel. That actually was for May, June, because it's the first time, right? So this is a bit, yeah, that was one full tank that I paid. I'll show you guys the video of when I went to go get fuel. Actually, let me do that now. Yeah, let me see.
My first little petrol excursion.
This guy with Tovela, and then I'm like, I don't know how to open umnyango, and then he shows me, you just press here. But utucinga fancy uba ndingumkhaya die. So my car has Limpopo plates. I have to change them when I register the car because I'm registering the car here in Cape Town. So Demand thought I was from Limpopo, and yeah, I wasn't. We laughed about it. But yeah, I didn't know how to open the petrol thing. So yeah, now you guys know. You just press the door. So, anyways, I was showing you the budget, right? So fuel 940. I'm planning to do 2 full tanks a month. So I'm very strict with myself, right? Obviously, I love the streets. I love a good trip. So if I run out of petrol, like I'm not unwilling to go and load money onto my MyCity and go back to this, even if it's just for a week. I think that's not me punishing myself, but it's also like self-discipline, right? I don't know, you guys can be for or against that, but I'm for it. I would rather go out on a weekend and I would rather go out on a weekend and be able to drive like to Cape Point or wherever I want to go. So I would rather save the petrol for that than and take more time maybe taking public transport, because it is quite efficient. Like my city is efficient, train is somewhat efficient, especially Southern Line. The only difficulty is that you spend a lot of time commuting. But if I spend my fuel and I'm outside of this, then you understand what I mean. But I think it's winter now, so I'm not going to be as hard on myself because it gets dark quickly and I come back a bit late. So it's just something I have to think about. It's just something I have to think about because I haven't paid for petrol while living here, so I actually don't know the distance. I'm obviously willing to increase this. It's not like a hard and fast, but I'm just saying if I feel like I'm for the streets a little too much, I'm going to take on my city. I'm going to take the train because there's no harm in that. Insurance, like I said, it's going to be about 584, so I'm just going to put that at 590. Right, it hasn't debited for this month, but I did obviously pay last month because the other thing that auction house and NFC needs is a confirmation of your insurance. So I needed that to be done and set up monthly or already before I signed the contract with MFC. So it's going to be 590. Fuel is going to be about 2k. I need to get trackers still, that's about 200. Carwash, I'm planning on spending 200, so one something. It's probably gonna be 250. I think it was 125. I can't remember, but I'm gonna send that twice. I don't have tire and rim insurance. I used to have it. I just need to think, do I want it again or not? But essentially, this is what the car is going to cost me. This little installment, let me say for 200, installment is gonna be that, right? So if you remove this, I'm just gonna say some of that. Let's see, some of projected cost. I'm just gonna minus the DECRA because it's not relevant, right? Even here, yeah. Oh, it's not that it's not relevant, but it's not recurring, rather. Okay, so it's going to cost about 7,300. That's my expected cost of ownership for this car, which is more than reasonable. I'm happy with it. Even if I were to increase this to 2.5, let's increase this to 2.5 because I can't say no to my friend. She loves going places and I love going places. So that's 2.5. So it's gonna be about 7. Let's call it 8k, right? So the reason my video is titled this is because that's my flatmate. I finally found a flatmate. Just go check out my part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4 2-minute runs on finding a car that I did like a month ago. But like I was looking for a flatmate to unlock the budget and I set it up such that my flatmate pays 7k and then my car running cost is 7,740, which means effectively from a budget I only have to pay is 740 to run the car, and that's with petrol at 2.5, with tracker, with 2 washes a month, the full installment, insurance from Naked, and it's something that I'm really happy about. I'm really grateful. It works out so well because I'm paying 740 for remote. Can you imagine? I think I'm gonna cut the video here. I've shown you the new Polo. right? What I would have paid had I got into the shop, it would have been about 294 Polo Life equivalent. I've shown you the installment on the podium with MFC. I've shown you my insurance, which is with Naked, and I'm super grateful for that. I've also explained to you guys what EXS is and what it means. I've shown you my car at its first car wash. Am I doing that? I never do the hot ride. And then I've sort of tied it all together to show you what it all adds up to in the greater scheme of budget yamu. It's essentially 740, which is super cheap. And even if I didn't have a flatmate, I feel like a 7.7 running costs on a car is super reasonable, more than reasonable. And I'm really grateful that it all worked out. I got a really good car. Like I said, it passed the DECRA what's name test today. I'm really comfortable with it. I'm really happy with it. It's such a pleasure to drive. And yeah, I'm really excited. Let me cut the video here. I feel like I've done enough. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. More questions in the chat below. Comments, like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends that you can buy a car at MFC auction. And it's super cheap. I found my flatmate on Property 24. So I listed my apartment on Property 24. I've obviously taken the listing down. And yeah, the cool thing about Property 24 is that you can anonymize your number. So I had to buy for 140. I bought a number that wasn't mine. That's what they show there, and then the leads come directly to me, and then I chat to the people directly. So yeah, that's where I found her. I also advertised on Roomies. I found a few people who were interested there. They came for viewings, but I opted for her. So yeah, that's where you can find a flatmate if you also want to pay 740 Rand for your car. Thanks again for watching. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one.